win. I am down and willing, so I will find a way. It took a minute, now it didn't happen right away. When it get hot in the kitchen, you decide to stay. That's how it winners made. Stick a fork in the hater on my dinner plate. I walk into the fire like it's just a bit of flame. I switch my style up, watch the money pile up. I'ma get rich with life.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Clydesdale Media Podcast, where we are highlighting the athletes of the 2024 Legends Masters CrossFit Games. And I have with me Mike Beemer. Mike, what's going on?
Not much. Just trying to get work in, trying to stay healthy and get ready for the games.
So you were in the 60 to 64-year-old division, and this is your first year in that division. How happy were you to age up from a competition perspective?
I pretty happy because it allowed me to, I guess, go into a division new, as I've been over the last couple of years improving, getting better and better in my 55 to 59. But it gives me a new start, I think, toward the top of the division because I'm at my peak fitness right now. So I think it's a good opportunity for me to kind of excel in the new division.
It's funny, like I saw pictures of you that you sent me for the thumbnails and stuff like that. And for you to be 60 years old, man, those are goals for me to reach. When I get to be your age, you are jacked, my friend.
Yeah, I get a lot of comments. Work hard. A lot of my, I guess, life career kind of put me in a position to always be physical. And so a lot of the competitors, you know, I would say it's all go, but it's some of it's show. It's not all, doesn't all perform the way it looks.
Yeah. But yeah, at least, you know, nobody looks under the hood of the Maserati. They just know it's a Maserati, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
So what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm retired. I retired 2 years ago. I was in the military for a little over 27 years. And then I was a government civilian for 10 years after that. So about 40 years total to the government.
What branch were you in?
I was in the Army. So I was a Green Beret, Army Special Forces, which was really where a lot of my physical, I guess my career was very physical because of that. A lot of physical training daily.
I imagine to keep up with a special forces operation, you have to be fit for that entire 27 years.
Yes. The first 7 I was in regular Army, and then the last 20 I was in special forces, special operations. And yeah, it's about 50% of it is just all physical. And to an idea, my team, or in my small company that trained together, I had 2 guys that could run sub 50-minute 10 milers. I had the top 800 runner in the US. I had a guy who won the European Ironman. Had the guy that was the European powerlifting champion, all on my team at one time. So it's Special Forces, a very mixed bunch of very high level performing individuals, if you will.
What athletic background did you bring to the table?
I played high school football, ran high school track, and it was a very small school. But I think more so my stepdad was in the Marines. So as a young kid, we'd do lots of his PT or calisthenics, which was lots of pull-ups, lots of push-ups, lots of handstand push-ups, which, you know, wasn't really a thing then. Lots of sit-ups, running. So a lot of baseline general fitness or GPP.
Are those still your strengths today?
Yeah, I think all around general fitness, the more skill sets or the more events, the better. But high level gymnastics, whether it's bars, rings, handstand push-ups, but also heavy weights. So powerlifting, I did a lot of powerlifting. So heavy weights, much more than the Olympic lifting. And odd objects. I like just working with bags, obstacles, sleds, things like that.
So you say rings. So at 60 years old, you can do muscle ups?
Oh yeah, I can string probably 8 or 10 ring muscle ups. I can do strict ring muscle ups, strict bar muscle ups. In my garage gym, I didn't have a ceiling high enough, so I'd work with a pulley system to do sets. So 4 or 5 sets of 10 to 12 with kettlebells at 60%, 70%, whatever, with rings through the range of motion, and allowed me to get strict ring muscle ups. So for qualifications, for events, I would just do strict from seated from the floor and submit that as my videos for a ring muscle up, because I couldn't do ring muscle ups at certain times.
So you were at Legends last year, right?
Yes.
So did you see the coup that happened in the 60 to 64-year-old division when they weren't going to be allowed to do bar muscle ups and fought to be given the right to do it? And they were able to show that a good chunk of them could do bar muscle ups?
I was there. Wasn't really part of that. I actually got injured last year at Legends.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of took me out of much of that I did the competition, but just mainly kind of limped through it. But it happened to me in Mexico last year. Our final event had bar muscle ups, but for our age group, they took it out for the 50, 55 plus. And I once we went to the final, I was leading. It was the Legends qualifier in Mexico. And so the final event, they changed it to chest to bar, but I went and did bar muscle ups anyway. And so I didn't win the event, and I ended up second overall, but it was kind of a personal thing to me to go ahead and do bar muscle ups instead of the chest to bar. So I felt slighted.
Yeah, I talked to Tony Tursky, and he was one of the people that kind of led that charge to allow them to do it. And then at Legends, they were allowed to show what they could do. They did chest to bar like round 1, and they added the bar muscle up like round 3, I think.
Yeah, that's close to what they did. So for the semifinal, which was, I thought, very cardio based and not real high skilled. But for one of the semifinal events, we had chest to bar, chest to bar, chest to bar, and then ring muscle ups, which I think I placed 4th or 5th worldwide in that. But it was at least an opportunity to showcase what we could do, or to apply it to, some of the qualifying events.
So we got some comments I got to share with you. Corey says, that's wildly impressive. Jody Lynn says, wow, that's some strength. And Corey comes back and says, we are old, not dead.
Yeah, and it's, I think it's just staying active. Me, a couple of years ago, I could barely walk. I was broke down coming off a special forces team, and really went out of training for a while. And then I started training smarter, using less weights, and making my 100% or my max, I would go 85% effort. So now I spend 3 to 5 hours a day in the gym, because I am retired. So it's kind of a hobby. But probably an hour of that is just mobility. And then an hour of that is rehab or prehab. And then a good 30 minutes to an hour warming up for any high intensity workouts or heavy workouts. So I really prepare.
So you've been a gym rat your whole life?
Yes.
Is that your happy place?
Yes. I probably the last couple of years ago, I was going through a little bit of depression, and since I retired, it's the gym is where I'm at. Even I'll go into a noon class. The class will be there. I'll just start warming up. And then when everybody leaves, I'm at the gym by myself. And I just start to roll out. I warm up. I roll out. I do mobility. I'm on a mat on the floor for an hour doing mobility. Then I just start working on little skill things or little things that I need to work on. But it's just an at ease place for me.
Yeah. I think what's happened with the Masters division is it's turning the concept of age on its head. I interviewed Denise Moore yesterday, who was working on handstand walks in the 65 plus division. And then you're talking about stringing together 10 ring muscle ups that people in the elite division can't do. It's just so wildly impressive, and kudos to you guys for really flipping the concept on its head.
Yeah, I think those of us that have been doing it for a while, I've been doing CrossFit for probably 14 years, and I did mountain bike racing, I did powerlifting, I did all kinds of just other events as part of physical activity or testing myself. But the first probably 2 to 3 years of CrossFit, I would pull something, break something, tear something, because I just wanted to keep pushing harder and harder. But as I got older or longer into it and aged up, I got a lot smarter. And now I can see I've been progressing year to year. And I really think I'll still get better over the next couple years, even in the age group.
Well, and it's like a fresh start because you are the youngest in your age group. So you can, it's a fresh start. You're going to have a 2 to 3 years of being at the top end of that division.
Yep. And like I said, and it's, for me, I was getting closer and closer to making it, even at the end of the last age division to make in, although they only had 10 slots for the games, but I was getting better and better and still improving now. I still see myself getting better. So it's a golden opportunity for me.
Do you take many rest days a week?
I don't take planned rest days. I listen to my body. And if I have something planned for a day, if it doesn't feel right, I'll just shut it down or I'll alter it. The planned rest days I don't take because ultimately throughout the week, something will come up or something will change or I won't feel right. And I'll take a opportunity rest day or rest break. Like on Thursday, the workout was supposed to be easy for me and it just run me down and I was just working too much. So I took Friday off. Then I went into Saturday and it was still a rough workout. So I took Sunday off and just did zone 2. Then today I felt much better. I did a class workout, which was pretty heavy. It was Mayhem Performance workout for the games. And it felt real good. I did some strict shouldered overhead after that. And I'll go in and do some handstand work and some double unders later on tonight.
So it's all about being in tune with your body and making sure that you're not overtraining.
Yes. I used to overtrain a lot and I would just always stay run down. But I meal prep all the time now. So I have 4 pre-planned meals every day. Plus my breakfast is the same every day. I have a shake every day. I take 4 or 5 different multivitamins of different sorts and just trying to eat, sleep. And I teach in the morning on Mondays. So I went in at 4:30 this morning. And when I came home at 7:30, I went back to bed from 8 o'clock to about 10, slept, and then got up, ate lunch, and then went into the gym again.
Yeah. If people haven't seen your picture that we used for the thumbnail, listen to what this guy has to say because his physique is definitely, whoops, wrong one. Dang it. We will do this one more time. There we go. Okay. Man, I wish that my physique looked like that at age 60.
Well, like I said, I've been working on it a long time and just, I have to eat all the time. If I don't eat, I just lose weight. So I can eat anything I want, but as long as I'm eating good, I mean, it really shows. But even if I eat bad, I don't gain weight. I just don't look quite as lean. And normally, on lean wise, I normally try and stay about 10, 11% body fat. And for a competition, though, I'll normally go down to about 6%. And that's just, I don't have to stop eating or anything. I just cut out a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which I eat 2 every night right before I go to bed. So I cut those out about a week or so before a competition and just leans me out a little bit, and everything else stays pretty good.
So you seem to be a creature of habit with your food. Does that come from your military experience?
No, I just think it comes from me never really being able to gain weight. And so I could always eat, and I was always hungry. So I ate all the time, and I was always active. So now I just a little more intelligent about preparation of what I eat. But I still have to eat probably 6-7 times a day.
Wow. So you talked about working out in your garage, but now you are affiliated with a gym.
Yes.
And that is Holy Cross CrossFit?
Holly Springs CrossFit.
Holly Springs. Sorry. Holly Springs CrossFit. So what change did that make going to a gym as opposed to your garage?
Well, I was a partner with an affiliate 12 years ago. We were a partner for a couple of years, and then they split up from us, and then we opened up as a normal gym. So I was a gym owner for about 6 years. And so I had our own gym. And then kind of after the pandemic and stuff, we closed our gym down. So I kind of moved just stuff into the garage to work out. But I did the regional qualifier 2 years ago at Holly Springs for Legends. The year before it was in Peachtree Corners. But I did the one at Holly Springs, and I really liked the gym. The athletes there, it's a very high level. We had in the gym 16 quarterfinalists and 4 semifinalists. So it's just a place that I decided to come back to do most of my, to work out, to be part of the community, and to really allow me full access. You know, I have full access to the gym whenever I want, go in, do everything. And it's a really great community. So it really helps me to do what I need to do, and I help the members there. I coach a couple classes. I just walk around. I'll help, people out as they're doing their lifts, or if they're working on something, give them tips how to do things a little better, or show them, or help them with, progressive programs and whatever it is they want to do.
I notice on Holly Springs social media, they tout you quite a bit. So it seems like you get a lot of support from them as well.
Yeah, I'm their first games qualifying athlete, even though the owner of Holly Springs has been a top 1% for the last 12 years or so. So he's a very high level senior masters athlete who next year is going into the 55 to 59, and he'll be a very strong podium contender. He just Monster Games. He just took first into Monster Games above several games athletes that are going this year, and so he's very high level. And we have a very good performance program there. So they look at me, and we have a lot of senior masters in the gym that are very good. And the gym overall, I'm a average athlete in the gym out of the normal, masters, but the middle-aged masters, but a high-level senior master, if you will.
So what does that support mean to you? Like, it's got to feel good to have this community behind you as you're making your rookie trip to the CrossFit Games.
Well, it does. It means a lot. And I know from the gym, there's probably already, we know of probably about 30, gym members already that we know of going out to Birmingham.
That's awesome.
So there's quite a few going out there just to come and watch and cheer me on. And, they know what I can do in the gym. I normally do all the workouts RX for the normal class. I'm usually one of the top performers in the class. So they all, see that as something, hey, we got someone here that we can associate with, or we can, work out with a games athlete. So it's a big plus for me to have them there, and just to know that they're, excited to come and watch me at the games.
So you're going to have 30 people travel from, are What were you located at?
I'm just outside of Atlanta, so it's about 3 hours. So it's not like it's cross country or
Okay.
across the water, but
Okay, yeah, I was just talking to Kyle Ruth, and like there's a bunch of people coming from him, because he's over in Alpharetta, and I've talked to some people
not far from us.
North Carolina who are bringing like chunks of 50. Like it's gonna. Hopefully, we pack the place.
Yeah, I think on the spectator side, from where the games, when you see before and you watch the videos or the clips, a lot of cell phone clips, the clips of the Masters at the games, you'll see a couple of family members, previous years, but you just didn't have a traveling, entourage. But being, I think, in middle of the country, a Masters only event, and I think it's going to bring more audience for the Masters overall.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I was worried at first, but I think after talking to a bunch of you, I think that the place is going to be packed.
Yeah, I hope so.
And you're getting the A team calling the broadcast on the stream.
Yeah, I participated in Legends 22, I think 21 or 22 in San Diego, and we had, we had the same broadcast team, and it was really, really good. And it was a great event. That was my first major event, and it was games like, and it hasn't. None of the events at any of the different venues or the different competitions have been quite the same yet. So I'm imagining this being back up to that level, or even exceeding that level of the San Diego Legends.
Yeah, the venue's supposed to be immaculate. I haven't seen it personally, but I've heard really good things. Jody asks, and this is from Kyle's interview, but are you bringing your dog?
I could have the dog walk behind me right now. It looks like a horse. It's not my dog. It's my roommate's dog. But no,
Gotcha.
I'm not bringing the dog.
Yeah, Kyle's bringing his dog in it because it makes him just distracted enough in between events. So that was an interesting story from Kyle. But so what are your expectations this year?
I did Master Fitness Collective, and I went in there, and I was the bottom, or I was the last one qualified. So I went in with no expectations, and I just went in to have fun, and I finished in the top 10 of the 55 to 59. Now this year I was number 21, tied 21, so 21-22. So I was a backfill. So being a backfill, but thinking that I was capable of being top 5, I think. My expectations are to go in without stress, but I really think I have a good chance of podium.
There we go.
And as long as we have a lot of events, high skilled and heavy, those are 3 things.
Yeah. And hopefully the programmers allow you guys to show off your stuff.
Yeah. And I really, like I said, in the Legends in 21 or 22, the one in San Diego, we had bar muscle ups, but we also had something that I know they've done before where it was 3-to-1 burpee chest to bars for each bar muscle up. So if someone didn't have it, they could still stay in the game. But if you did have it, it gave you an advantage. So it was an advantage to have bar muscle ups, or it's an advantage, say, if you have legless rope climbs, to do legless rope climbs and maybe 3-to-1 regular rope climbs. Just a way to showcase and take advantage of the skills that you have.
Yeah, my argument would be that this is the games, and these are the best of the best, and you should expect the best of the best, right? And where Legends is more like a warm-up for this.
Yep, and even like I've been working on handstand walks. I don't have handstand walks. I can get a couple of feet. That's how I hurt myself at one of the major competitions, trying to handstand walk. So I've been working on them, but I'm even disappointed if they don't have handstand walks in the event, because even though I'm going to struggle or I may not be able to do them, I still think it's a test that we should be afforded the opportunity to excel at or not.
It's a test of fitness, and if you have it, you should be rewarded for getting it. Yep. Well, what's your reaction going to be when you look out into the crowd and there's 30 people screaming for you at the big stage at the CrossFit Games? Are you going to be able to like stop and soak it in and just remember that moment?
Yeah, I think it's even now we do Friday night lights here, and we have several teams, and so representing the team when we do that. But even doing that, I did the age group thruster WOD we had in the quarterfinals, and I did that. I did very good, but an hour later, I was the Friday night lights for my team, but I did it then RX. So the RX weight for the thruster WOD. And then in my score, I finished top 10 in the world, top 10% in the men's RX for the thruster WOD, which was at 135 or something. The chest to bar muscle up, thruster WOD. So even there, we had at our gym, we probably had 100, 120, people and representing or my team, rooting, but they're rooting for everybody. So it was, it seems, even though the games is going to be much larger, it's going to be a contingent of the same people there that, know what I can do. And I know that they're there wanting me to excel.
Well, I know you probably got a couple brand new fans here from the chat who really enjoyed your conversation today. We're going to be in Birmingham. We got permission to do a full behind the scenes. So we'll be back in the back. Ellie Hiller and myself will be recording with the athletes and trying to capture just the vibe of the weekend so that you guys have something to go back and look at once it's all over. And it'll be a several part documentary that'll come out after the games are over.
All right. That'll be very good.
And we'll get to meet you in person.
Yep. I'll definitely be there.
Well, Mike, I want to thank you so much for taking a little half hour out with us today. Thank you to everybody in the chat for making this an awesome conversation. We will see everybody next time on the Clydesdale Media Podcast.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.